7. The reach, remember I said, not that radically different. Ocasio has long arms. His reach is 77, Holmes 81. The bell, the action underway. See Ocasio with a smile on his face. He grins constantly. Very unorthodox, crouching low. Holmes said in the pre-fight interview he would take it right to him. Holmes must punch downward. There he tried to and missed. Action. Nothing like that first round we saw when Shavers was swift, short, merciless, and knocked out Norton in 1 minute and 58 seconds of the fight. Holmes trying to land his best weapon, that stinging straight jab. Holmes came through with a right there. Ocasio, crouching target, half crouch, sometimes moving into a deeper crouch. The left of Holmes just got in. Larry, purposeful. Remember, he wants to knock this man out in a hurry, if he can. Ocasio just got a right in there, followed by a left. He is not an easy fighter to penetrate, because he is so unorthodox. Amateurish miss. First round action. Larry's right lead got in. His left was picked off beautifully by Ocasio's right glove. You see the counting down in the low right-hand corner of your screen. Less than 40 seconds to go in round 1. Fight being carried clearly by Holmes. Crowd yelled. Ocasio had thrown a long left. It did not connect. Down now toward the end of the first round. Round coming to an end. We're back for round 2, live from Las Vegas. Ocasio against Holmes. The first round dominated by Holmes, but Ocasio giving evidence of what a troublesome kind of fighter he is to meet. Rich Giacchetti, Holmes' manager, kept telling Holmes to use the right. He feels Ocasio is vulnerable to the right. In that vein, look at where Ocasio keeps his left. He has a tendency to drop it from time to time. Larry just scored with the right. Again the right. You see how Ocasio leaves himself open to the right? Ocasio with that flashing grin, if you want to call it that. But laughing doesn't score points. This is second round action. We're 1:05 into it. Larry Holmes has scored some clean blows in this round. The left end, again the left. He wants to start doubling up on that left. See that right get in there? The right lead. Good left by Ocasio. Broke through Holmes' gloves. I know it's early in the fight, but Ocasio is not afraid, and he is difficult. At least up till now. Minute left in the round. This is second round action. Holmes has not used lateral movement at all against Ocasio. He's been squarely in front of him. Ocasio led with a right and got it through. But of course, the pace continues to be dominated by Holmes, who continues to do most of the scoring. Larry fighting flat-footedly against this opponent. He changes styles as dictated by the style of the opponent. Ocasio got in a right lead and the crowd roared. Counting down toward the end of round 2. As we approach the end of the round, Ocasio a little bit tough. We'll be back. 3 live. Holmes against Ocasio. WBC World Heavyweight Championship at stake. First 2 rounds dominated by Holmes. Not moving, standing flat-footedly straight ahead into Ocasio. Puerto Rican youngster has a lot of heart. He's also got that awkward style. Holmes must continually punch down. Saw him try to start putting punches together against Ocasio. Ocasio's head keeps bobbing and weaving like a bouncing ball. Ocasio with the right. Crowd yells every time the underdog lands.
Drop the rope. Hey, drop that. I ain't on a fucking rope. Don't be hitting me like that.
Remember, scoring on a 10-point must system. Ring is 18 feet 5 inches. 8-ounce gloves, of course. 3 knockdown rule waived. We haven't had a semblance of a knockdown here with 1:20 left in round 3. Curious the way he keeps grinning. Ocasio. Minute to go in the 3rd round. Holmes trying to measure Ocasio. Not able to do it. Not thus far. That's the right uppercut that could become a key blow in this fight. Look for more Holmes uppercuts. The way Ocasio holds his head, he is vulnerable to the uppercut. Crowd roared, but Ocasio missed. He mustn't be misled by the roars of the crowd. Now counting down to the end of round 3. Round 4 just underway. Holmes dominating the fight, but Ocasio pleasing the crowd. Many didn't think it would last this long. See the grin on Ocasio's face constantly. See the bobbing and weaving down low. Remember the way Honest Bill Daly had him training, moving the head under a string in the ring. Both men unbeaten. Holmes 29 times into the ring, 29 times the victor, 20 KOs. Ocasio, good left. That stung Ocasio. He shook his head, saying, "No, I'm not hurt." But Holmes got him with a left and then doubled up on him. Hit him both times. And that's the first real time tonight that I see. Now Holmes is beginning to get the left in there. Suddenly a change in the pattern. Holmes was dominating. He was not scoring cleanly, effectively, except at one point with the right lead. This round, he has used the left more effectively than at any time prior to that to win the fight. See the crowd roared, but Ocasio did not hit Holmes there. The attempted blows were picked off. Fourth round action. Holmes trying to get through Ocasio's guard. Sometimes moving to the stomach, then pawing upward. Remember Ali against right lead now. Now Ocasio's hurt. He drew a right lead, left himself wide open for Holmes' counterpunch. And he shook his head, and he was briefly staggered. But he's a gutsy kid. So Holmes comes at him again, using the left, as I said, more, and there in combination a left and a right. There is no smile on Ocasio's face. Not now. He is trying to cover. Less than 30 seconds left in this, the fourth round. While Holmes has been dominating the fight, this was his first big round. We approach the end of round 4 with Larry Holmes in command. Left, leaving himself wide open for the right. Part of the last round action when Holmes really took command. Not that he hasn't been dominating, he has, but I made the point. Right there, that left was a good score for Holmes. Obviously superior to the opponent. Holmes' only vulnerability could be impatience. I don't think he will be. He must methodically, purposefully continue to work this way. Ocasio can't possibly score points. Not against Holmes. See how Ocasio leaves himself open for the counter-punching right? This is what was discussed in the corner between Rich Giacchetti and Larry Holmes. He leads with the left, drops it. Holmes picks off the left with his, and then comes in with the right. Over Ocasio's left. The right again, becoming the most telling blow in the fight. Fifth round action. Larry going down to the stomach to try and draw the guard down and at the same time facilitate the opponent. When Ocasio gets in close, under Holmes' chin with the head, watch closely. That's where you look for the bump. See Larry now shifting the whole attack to the stomach. Look for the uppercut too. Ocasio's in trouble. There are welts around the eyes. This is the fifth round. Just measuring him, trying to bring down the guard. Less than 20 seconds left in the round. Another completely Larry Holmes round. We'll be back in a moment. corner, they kept asking him, "Where are you?" Checking his sensibilities. Did he know where he was? In the last 2 rounds, he has taken a savage beating. It is clearly a mismatch. For those of you who joined us a little bit late, Ernie Shavers pulled one of the great upsets and one of the great performances, knocking out Kenny Norton in 1 minute and 58 seconds of the first round. Norton never knew what hit him. In his dressing room after the fight, he said, "Did I go down a second time? Did they stop it?" He didn't even know what had happened. Here the pattern is now totally evident. Holmes just chewing up. The crowd roared because Ocasio scored with a left. Ocasio staying in that crowd, the head bobbing and weaving. Larry Holmes fighting flat-footedly, taking it to Ocasio as he said. No movement from Larry tonight. Crowd yelled that left did not get through Holmes's glove. Minute 40 into the round. 6th-round action. Same as the prior 5. Larry missed with the uppercut that could become the blow to end the fight, even as Shavers' right uppercut against Norton, in effect, ended that. We've got a minute left in the 6th round. Gutsy kid, isn't he? Ocasio. Heavy, strong legs and thighs. Deceptively heavy for the height of 207. See Holmes scoring steadily with the left, getting it in more often than not. Ocasio trying to cover. Gloves up there, peekaboo style. And now the 6th round is almost over. So far it's a shutout, my scoring. Holmes every round. We'll be back. Round 7, as we come to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Holmes against Ocasio. Holmes winning almost at will, except for this. He hasn't been able to knock Ocasio out. Kid is tough. He's game. He is awkward with that style. Fighting out of a crouch, sometimes a half crouch, bobbing and weaving. He has been vulnerable to Holmes' right, as you just saw there. Tendency to lead with the left, drop his glove. Holmes comes over it with a counter punch. In only 1 round, the 4th, did Ocasio appear to be hurt. There, he was staggered right there with a left that got through. The body, the legs went backwards. There's that right uppercut. There, now Holmes is turning to the uppercut, to which Ocasio is particularly vulnerable, with the head held forward. There's the left, and down went Ocasio. 7th round, the round in which Holmes finished Evangelista. The kid is trying to shake his head clear. Carlos Padilla, the referee, touches his gloves, says the fight can continue, and out comes Ocasio with a wild right swing. Holmes remains methodical, purposeful, picking the opponent apart. 1 knockdown in this round, the first of the fight. Larry wants now to finish it, of course. But the left keeps getting in there. There's the right. There is the right. It was overdue. Now that Ocasio has been weakened and went down from the left, he threw the left. Holmes was waiting, banged right in with the right. second knockdown in the round. Ocasio fights on. Padilla says, okay. Ocasio, now, there's the third knockdown, and that will do it. Brutal to watch. Holmes totally dominant from the very beginning. This kid with only 13 professional fights. Ocasio shakes his head. He wants to go on. The 3-knockdown rule wave. A championship fight. Padilla lets it go on. How much longer? That should do it. Stop it. Padilla stops the fight. Finally, maybe one knockdown too late. The kid could have gotten seriously hurt. Now he's on his feet, shaking his head, trying to clear it. Well, I'll tell you this about Larry Holmes. Recognizing that Ocasio had only 13 professional fights, conceding that it was a mismatch. The official time, by the way, 2 minutes, 38 seconds of the 7th round. Granting all those facts, you like to see a fighter fight the way Holmes did. But everything he did was right as he went along, setting up the opponent. That's the left that scored the first knockdown in the 7th round when it ended. No, Holmes did not get impatient. And this was the last knockdown. See that left down low? And Holmes coming up over it with the right all night long.
About at 2 minutes,
all night
38
long.
Seconds of the 7th round.
Ocasio was vulnerable to that.
And still, the WBC
no, this is a fighter of growing quality, Larry Holmes. He will have to fight Shavers in September. Ernie was brilliant tonight, but that's a matter of styles. Norton was without movement, and when Shavers fights Holmes again, well, he's going to face a Larry Holmes who steadily moves. Holmes didn't move tonight. He adjusts style for style. Another mark of a good fighter. Now, we are going to come back with more after this word from our local stations. And Larry Holmes worked him so methodically, so perfectly, never lost patience, knew exactly what he was doing, finished him off with a 4th knockdown in the 7th round. Congratulations to you. Let's take a look at the entire 4th round, Larry, and you describe from your point of view exactly what you were doing. Excuse me, here it comes.
Well, Howard, I just wanted to set him up because I did find him very awkward. You know, I had to get my jab in. My jab was missing a lot. But if I know my jab started landing, it would find the choke. So he was throwing his hands up very high, Howard. And then I had to come in with a left hook in the right hand. So I'm trying to set him up with a jab and feint the jab and throw a left hand, right hand, left hook, right hand. But he was strong and determined and very awkward, Howard. He'll give a lot of guys a lot of trouble with his style. So I'm trying to set him up, but he's very awkward. But I just didn't care, Howard.
There, you staggered him briefly.
Yes, I staggered him, Howard, but I'm a professional, I'm a pro.
He was particularly vulnerable to the right, dropping his left. You used that very effectively. But this first knockdown comes with a stinging left.
Left jab, Howard, been working on very hard.
There it was, you saw it.
Very hard jab, Howard, hit him with a couple of them.
A lot of guts in that kid.
Yes, Howard, he's a hell of a fighter.
Fighting from the crouch and the half crouch, the head bobbing and weaving. Not an easy fella to penetrate.
Couldn't catch him, Howard. When I did catch him, he paid a toe. But you can see how determined he is. He came right back, fighting hard.
Now let's watch closely, and you'll see how you're getting the left jab in, as you said, very effectively. You really began doing it in the 4th round. Until then, you weren't getting that jab in with the usual effectiveness.
Because he was slick, Howard. I wouldn't say slick, it was awkward and whatnot. And I had a lot of force behind my jab. As you notice, I stepped in with it with all the force. My jab is just as hard as my right hand.
Did what you said you'd do. You took it to him. There's the right over that left. He was so totally vulnerable to that. Now, did you feel that the referee, Carlos Padilla, let it go perhaps one knockdown too long?
Too long. I thought it was 3 knockdown and the fight would be over. I didn't ask the rules. I didn't really care about
the 3 knockdown rule was waived.
Yes,
championship fight.
Yeah, he told me.
There's the right again over the left. over his left.
What do you think, Howard? Can I punch a little now? Or?
You feel you proved it tonight.
Thank you, Howard.
All right, let's
Howard,
watch it to the end. There's Padilla checking. Ocasio assuring him he could go on. At this point, were you concerned about hurting him?
Well, yes, in a way, Howard, but I know that, the young man was determined. He was trying to get my belt, and I wanted to protect it with all I had.
Well, that last one did it. And so, Larry Holmes, the winner, 4 knockdowns. The fight finally stopped. I want to congratulate you. We want to take another quick look at the 4 knockdowns. And I think, even though it will be called by many a mismatch, the way you fought the fight shows how clearly you've become a quality fighter of championship ability. They're going to have to recognize you. That was the first knockdown. That left. We will now look at the next one. See that left of his go down and see how quickly Larry responded with the right over it. Down went Ocasio. By the way, I am informed that Ocasio, remaining fully conscious throughout, responded clearly to the questions of his handlers, which is good news. Now, there is the third one coming up. Again, the right. Now, finally, the left. The right, which grazed the head, and the left came in squarely on the chin and did it. So, Mr. Holmes, against that awkward lad, you did indeed prove that you can punch.
Yes, Howard.
Now, you're going to have to fight Ernie Shavers in September. That's agreed upon. He beat Norton. Last time, you made mincemeat of Ernie, moving laterally, side to side, sticking, always moving. Will you fight him the same way this time? He says it will be different.
Howard, first of all, before I answer your question, I have to say this at least one time. Hi, Mom, I'm all right, and hi to my 2 daughters, Misty and Lisa. Yes, Howard, I will fight Ernie Shavers. This time it'll be a different story. I'm punching hard. I'm more better than I was when I fought Ernie, more confidence. Ernie will be in serious trouble. So, Ernie, September the 14th, bring it on. And I'm not going to wait on you, Ernie. You have to come to me because I got what you want. I already agreed September the 14th will be Ernie's date. But also, Howard, I'm a fighting champion. I want to give all the fighters the opportunity to fight me. I want 4 fights this year. And my manager already